Tre'Shaun, I guess you guys had a week of the chase in the books. I mean, can you kind of maybe help us compare how things were last year and how things feel now?
This is actually my first time doing the chase.
Oh, that's right, you're right.
But the chase is pretty hard. It's tough. But I feel like these are things that we have to do to get to where we want to be this season, because we understand that last year was unacceptable. So the chase is work, a lot of hard work.
Any kind of guys out there you think that are kind of leading and taking the bull by the horns out there?
We're all just competing right now. So there's leaders like probably James Blackman, Jaden Woodby, Keyshawn Hilton. I try to lead myself, become a more vocal leader. And there's other players like Cam Akers. There's multiple leaders on the team actually.
Have you James has always been steady no matter what, if he's the starter, if he's not the starter, since he's been at Florida State. Have you noticed any kind of extra, I don't know, kind of like oomph out of him ever since, it's kind of been apparent that he's going to be the starter, at least the front runner guy?
Nah, he hasn't changed as a person at all, on or off the field. He's still that vocal leader that we need. He's still trying to encourage people, telling people to go hard every day, pushing everybody to be the best they can be, and that's what we need at the quarterback position.
The program undergoing, a number of different changes in a short amount of time. Does being, this young kind of help, because you guys haven't really had a chance to get used to anything else?
Yeah, it does kind of help actually, because like just the transitions from coaches, we're just getting, or me as an incoming freshman, I was just aware of everything that was happening, and just basically just riding the wave, riding the boat.
Okay, so just kind of go with the flow,
Yeah,
since you guys don't know anything else,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. And just how are you guys kind of dealing with all of those changes? Like, what are you guys telling each other to stay engaged and, make those improvements?
Stay focused. We all have a goal this year as a team and individual goals, so we're just trying to push each other, compete every day, so we can stay on top of those goals.
I know you probably haven't had a lot of time interacting with him, but what are your early impressions of Coach Briles?
Coach Briles, he's an awesome coach. Seems like he knows what he's doing with the plays that he's calling on and off the field. Like, he's a great person, and I just feel like we're going to have an amazing time with him this year.
Tre'Shaun, I'm Kyle, by the way.
Okay.
Just what excites you, certainly this group about, just getting to spring ball, getting it here, and just kind of, obviously putting, last year in the past and just kind of focusing on, what's ahead?
Just like, we're all ready for spring ball, but we're focused on the chase right now of what's in front of us. We're all working just to get better right now before we get to spring ball, and so we can just improve on the season that we had last year.
What's kind of the attitude mindset you've seen from this team so far during the chase?
Determination. We all wake up in the morning probably like at 5 and just ready to come to work.
A big thing with Coach Stagger is kind of wanting to change the culture. I mean, from when you got here to now, have you kind of seen the little bit of beginning of that within the team?
Yes, I have. Actually, everybody's getting on class on time, staying through class. Workouts is tough, but everybody's pushing to get through it. We're all competing throughout the chase. And just like the cultural shift from what it was to now is coming along, and it's coming to be back to, we're trying to get back to what it was before.
Was that kind of like a talk, do you think, Coach gave you guys, or you guys had as teammates, or is it just individually just motivated?
I think it was the talk that Coach Taggart gave us when we first got here, and then just as he's been like a mentor to everyone, like he's not a guy that has favorites, but he talks to everyone on the team and encourages everyone, so I feel like that helped, and then us as teammates, we're just pushing each other.
What have you seen from the incoming freshmen so far?
They're all working, competing, trying to get a spot on the field, so that's been great.
And does that kind of push you guys at all?
Of course, because we don't want our position getting took, or we don't want to just give it in to the freshmen, so like we're all just competing for a spot on the field, playing time.
How would you describe Coach Dugan's so far?
Coach Dugans, he's a tough coach. On and off the field, he wants you to be great. He tells us to get to class on time, make sure we're there. We have a group text, so he's just, as a coach, I feel like he's a great coach.
Does it kind of carry weight? I mean, knowing you're being coached by a guy who's kind of like a big deal here in his own time?
Yeah, because he always try to talk about how when he was there, how tough it was, and we're just trying to match the intensity that was brought here before us.
Not only as a coach, but, there's so many guys that, played here that always want to be back. We saw it last year. Does that, make you feel, I guess, more at ease, comfortable, and about just seeing, where guys were, they come back, they preach to you guys, and, how does it make this team feel, you feel, just to, to see that happening in a place?
It brings us together, and it, really challenged us to get back to what it was, because when they come back and talk to us, we really listen, and it's really motivational, what they say to us, and we don't want to disappoint our fans or our alumni that were here before us.
How much does that coincide with the culture change and getting back to, where this program was, and, just the heyday, I guess?
It goes hand in hand. So, Coach Taggart preaches to us what we need to do and how we need to do it, and then he has alumni come back and talk to us, and tell us how they did it. So I feel like it just goes hand in hand.
Is there anything that Coach Browse has tried to hit on? Coach Taggart's got his whole, blame nobody, make no excuses, do something. Is there anything that Coach Browse has kind of told you guys, maybe one or two bullet points, this is what we're going to be, this is what we need to do?
Hard working, competing, and giving all your effort.
Tre'Shaun, can you go back to the last year when you first got on campus? I guess what was the biggest adjustment or learning curve for you personally?
Personally, the biggest learning curve was probably just being away from my family. Homesick, that's pretty much it. Everything else, I had teammates to help me with, so I wasn't really, focused on my family that much, but at the same time I was, so that's probably the biggest shift when I first got here.
You come over all the way from Washington. I guess
Yeah.
what went into that decision, and I'm sure it's something you talk about with family about thousands of miles away. That would be a transition, I imagine, right?
Yeah. Just my faith that I had in Coach Taggart and the coaching staff that he had here, and also the talks with my family, the long talks every night throughout recruiting, trying to just make the decision best for me.
You mentioned kind of the teammates helping you through it. Does it help having 3 other guys in that freshman class who kind of also were from the West Coast? Y'all are all kind of going through a similar thing?
Yeah, exactly. Me and Cam McDonald and Nolan McDonald, we all we're tight because we all come from the West Coast. West Coast knows, but yeah, it's helped a lot knowing that I have somebody that's in the same position as me.
I don't know if you pay attention also to the fact that, obviously Tamorian redshirted his freshman year and was able to have a big second year. You played last year. Are you hoping that you can maybe kind of have a similar impact that Tamorian had last year, this year?
Yeah, I plan on building on the year that I had last year. I know that I was limited to opportunities, but I'm patient and got to stay humble, so I plan on having a big year this year.
What are things you think you do well and you could bring to this offense as a sophomore?
Quickness, my agility, my reaction time, able to make defenders miss, all those attributes.
I know you made a lot of guys miss in high school. Were you surprised you were able to do some of the, I think it was against Wake Forest, you had make a couple guys miss. Were you surprised you were able to carry that over this quickly into your career?
No, not at all. I have faith in my abilities and what I can do on and off the field, so no, I wasn't surprised at all.
Just looking back to when you first got on campus, your expectations coming in as a freshman to this point, how have they differed or how have they lived up to the expectations?
I've always set high expectations for myself, so even since high school, the shift to college is pretty much the same. I'm trying to get good grades in college like I did in high school, and then succeed on the field as well.
And then, like, on the field, did the experiences with this season kind of match up to what you were expecting coming in this year?
No, not at all. We all felt like we were going to have a better season than we did, but it's unfortunate things happened the way they did, and we're just trying to build on the season that we had last year and be better.
What do you think you can learn from last year, from the things that didn't go right? Like, what do you take away from it?
Being more together, competing, and not just giving it in because they're playing more than you, but competing for your spot in your playing time.